What's going on, transaction engineers? Thank y'all for joining us today. I got a very special guest, Mike.
Yes,
Mike
sir.
has a full-time job, but manages to flip land like he doesn't have a full-time job. He's putting in the work. He's getting the deals. He's closing on deals. And this year, Mike is projected to hit the high six figures. High six figures. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man.
Man, thank you, man.
Much, man. Yes, sir.
Pleasure to have you.
Appreciate you having me on, dog.
So, Mike, tell me, what made you want to do real estate? Have you ever heard of anybody doing real estate before you started?
Yes. So I love telling this story. So upon starting real estate, I've already knew about it, wholesaling. Back in 2022, because I owned a videography business, which I still do own. I did that full time. And in the midst of that, I always wanted like another source of income. And I was always just trying to look for something. I was trying to get into stocks at one point, crypto, but it's just nothing solid. And then I found about wholesaling, like on TikTok. I looked into it. I did a lot of research myself and really thought about getting into it, but I never got into it. And fast forward 2 years, I'm working at my parents' restaurant. Shout out Flavor Town.
Flavor Town. You got to go there in Decatur, Georgia.
Yeah.
That food is A1. It's like serious business.
A1. Come down and show us some love. But yes, fast forward 2 years, I'm working at Flavor Town. Eddie comes in and I asked him, like, because my pops, he knows him. He knew him very well. And I was like, he told me that you do real estate. And I wondered, like, what part of real estate do you do? And again, like, I always was trying to find, like, a stable or just a real good source of second income. And he told me it was wholesaling. And honestly, that was like God's sign to me that you need to do this. You need to at least try this. And from that day, he told me that he offers a course. Like I saved some money up to buy his course. And that's how I got started, man.
Wow. And how long did it take you to close once you first got your? Now hold on, let's go back to the course. When you take now, congratulations! I gotta shake your hand again, yes, because only 10% of people complete the course. 10%. Me personally, I can't buy a course and don't use it. I gotta at least go all the way through with it and try something out of the course because I just don't like to waste my money like that.
Yes, I agree.
But so congratulations to you because only 10% of people go through, man. So that right there show that you're a go-getter and an action taker. Now, was it course? How was it? Like, was it hard for you to go through? Was it easy?
And honestly, that's why I'm so thankful for me and Eddie. Like, for people wanting to buy his course, bro, when I say there's nothing better you can spend your money on, and I say this just for one, like, I would literally text him. I would text you during the course. I was like, bro, like, I love how you do your course because it's real interactive. He makes you laugh. He encourages you to keep going. It's some real funny stuff in there. But like just the way he just lays down that information, it keeps you like locked in on it. And if you really like want to do it, like, man, he just makes it very easy to just keep going. And honestly, it's shocking that people really don't finish the course, especially the way you've set it up. It's a amazing course. It's nothing better. That was the best $1,000 I've ever spent in my life.
You went through it easy, man.
Like, I looked forward, like, because mind you, I work full time. I would work 8-hour, 12-hour shift. I would go home for 2-3 hours straight to my computer immediately. Wow. When I get home, straight to my computer, work on the course. Yeah, and mind you, yeah, like it took a little time. Like it took me about a month, 2 months to finish the course because I really wanted to learn the information. You have to really soak up that information. You got to go through it twice. Like he told me that.
You got to double down
and ask questions, like, and just like, just a great course, man. But yes, that course is amazing. It was perfectly structured, in my opinion.
Thank you, man. I try to make it interactive because, man, I can't tell you, I done bought a lot of courses, man. I probably invested about $250. Well, now with this new mentor, that's another $50. It's about 300,000 in my education now.
Mm.
But I've been in the game 20 years, so it's been worth every penny.
Mm-hmm.
But some courses I've bought, man, they were so boring, man. Boy, I had to drink all kind of coffee to stay woke. So when I started putting the course together, I said, man, I want to keep them laughing, keep them going, interactive, so they can get through it. And then repetition is the key. So that's why you got to keep, because you can hear something the first time, but if you just hear it the first time, your brain usually don't get it immediately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got to hit it 2 or 3 times, and then your brain will pick it up. Then you can keep going.
Yeah,
making money, man. So after you completed the course, how long it was before you started marketing?
Yes. So I started the course in July. So I finished up around like late August, and I started marketing literally immediately. I started planning. I was getting my budget in line. I signed up for RER Reply, my texting software. I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, maybe if you're starting off, I mean, it's a little complicated, but yeah. But nevertheless to say, yeah, I started literally immediately. I wanted to dive straight in because once I learned something and I learned the process of it, I'm hands on. I want to put it to life. I want to bring that to life. It's what's the point if you're not trying to actually make use of that information you just got,
Right.
So yeah, in September is when I started marketing, and that's when I started, and I was learning.
Wow. So now when you started marketing, what method did you use for your first marketing campaign? Were you texting?
Text blast, yeah.
Okay, text blast.
Mm-hmm.
How many did you send out? You remember?
On my first one was trial and error. I think I did about 750.
Okay.
And mind you, my texting software was a little messed up, and I think I did something wrong on the filters. But I still got some good leads, and just learning, going through it. But yeah, I'll say about 750. I sent out my first run.
750.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you didn't get anything from that campaign. Well, you got some hitbacks, right?
Yes, I got some hitbacks.
You get cussed out yet?
Yes. Hey, let me tell y'all something right now. You gonna get cussed out. Oh, you just have to laugh though. Literally, people they're gonna say things. You just have to laugh it off.
Yeah. Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. Some people they just don't like people texting their phone. But he always told me, he was like, man, it just takes one. That literally got me through. Like when I had doubts about it, like it literally just takes one. Like of the 750, you can get 749 fuck yous. Excuse my language.
Right.
But you can get one. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm interested. What are you looking to offer? And it leads to, yeah.
Ching ching.
Yes, exactly.
So you did the 750. All right. Then that you got some incoming leads. So what's the next one you did? You did a whole nother campaign, or did you hit the same list?
Yes. So I did a whole nother campaign because I did get 2 properties under agreement from that list. But one, first trial and error run. One was a lemon lot, which was horrible.
Ooh.
It was literally a lake on the lot. It was dreadful. It was dreadful. And then the other one I got over in Stone Mountain. Honestly, it was a good lot. Just I didn't get it for a good price. I should have got it lower. It didn't sell, but hey, it's part of the game. I was learning the process. But now in the second run, you see, that's the one thing about lessons. You have to truly learn from them, because when you learn from them, that's when you grow, and that's when real things happen.
Yes, sir.
So on that second run, I did about 1,000. I think 1,000 or 1,200, and I found a very great property, which ended up being my first deal I closed. Shout out. I remember the address still to this day. Shout out River Lake Parkway, River Lake Way. I remember. But yeah, that was my first one I closed off a 1,200 list.
Wow.
And yeah.
Wow. So how much you hit for of them?
15,000 on that one.
Whoa.
15,000. Yeah.
How you feel once you got that check?
Unbelievable, man. I'll never forget. I was on the phone with my girlfriend. See, it's different when you see that wire hit your bank account. You're like,
woo!
You like,
man.
wow.
I still remember like yesterday.
Like that shit, yeah. It still gives me chills to this day. I'll never forget that day. I was in my crib. I was on my laptop, went on Bank of America, logged in. I saw my bank account. I was like, ain't no way this shit. Ain't no way this shit. And I was thinking, I was like, don't get me wrong, like it's not the easiest thing in the world. You gotta have temperament, patience. I was like, bro, it's not even that hard.
How much time you probably put in the whole just that one particular deal? Would you say?
Now, one deal, mind you, the seller was very easy to work with. Shout out Mike. He had the same name as me, Mike Dens. Shout out to you if you ever see this.
Wow.
And shout out to my cash buyer, Jackie Torres. But yeah, man, as far as hours, man, I would say maybe 8.
Wow.
And that's being a little generous. It's very easy to work with. It was a great deal, and it was smooth from start to finish, honestly.
So Mike has a full-time job and he's able to close on these properties. So some of you have been with us a long time, you haven't closed, you better tighten up. Tighten up, man. You got to put in that work and you got to be consistent.
Yes.
You can't stop. You can't let up. Trials and tribulations are going to happen. I mean, you can't avoid them. But you got to stay focused. Don't let it knock you off track.
Yes.
Because the prize is at the end of the tunnel, baby.
Yes, it is.
And not only, and we're not even, Mike haven't even got into the houses yet. He's just killing it with the land right now. He's killing with the land right now. So once we implement the houses too, man, Mike turning all the way up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am.
Wow, man, that is awesome, man. So now you're still marketing. You say you're getting a new platform and stuff like that.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself, let's just say, 2 years from now?
2 years from now, I would say honestly, in a year from now, I'm going to have 6 figures in my bank account, cash flow, and I'm going to be preparing to get into the fix and flip market as well.
Okay.
My goal over this next year and primarily this year, these remaining 8 months, and we got 8 months left in this month, y'all. In this year,
wow.
Y'all gotta lock in, go crazy, man. But yeah, the rest of this 8 months I want to use just to build my equity, build my cash flow. So next year I can prepare to get into fix and flips. And yeah.
And we're gonna wholesale some houses too.
And wholesale some
houses.
Well,
after you hit these houses too and the land, you might not want to fix and flip.
Yeah.
Fix and flip, we all really like the hardest way to get paid in real estate because it requires capital. It requires a lot of time and it requires freaking contractors that you hopefully you can find and trust. Now, we all know what's up with them contractors. Not all of them are cons, but about 70-80% of them, man. It's a dirty game, boy.
Yeah.
So you keep you a good team, man. You guys got to stay on it. You got to stay on it.
Yeah. Man. I definitely love wholesaling. I feel it's definitely the easiest and safest like method of real estate, honestly, because like as long as you do your work, do your marketing, like man, it can be smooth. And now every deal ain't gonna close. I've learned that's part of the game, but it just takes one, man. And then it takes 2, then it takes 3, then it takes 4, then it takes 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's over.
So like literally what you think your limit is your limit.
Absolutely.
And right. I feel I have no limit. So that's
none. God didn't put neither one of us down and say, Mike, you can only sell one house a year. Exactly. Eddie, you can only wholesale one house a year. No, man, he didn't put us here with no limits. Like P say, no limits, baby. Mm-hmm. What would you say with the land? I would say the pros. What's the pros with the land? Like what do you like about wholesaling land? Did you have to go out to the property?
No. Yes. So it's so many pros to selling land, honestly. Literally virtual from anywhere. I can be on vacation. I can be at the crib. I don't have to drive anywhere. Google Earth. maps, like the internet. Oh, the internet has just provided us,
thank you, Lord,
this age with so many resources, bro, to just make money. Like, it's truly just galvanizing. Like, but another pro I would say is with land, unlike wholesaling houses, it's just land. Like, you don't really have to look into much now. You don't want it on no creek. You don't want no lemon lot that I found about. But I would say it's honestly the least hassle. It's just very like you just finding a good piece of land in a good neighborhood or a good area and finding a cash buyer. Like, it's a lot of pros to selling land, but I would say the best one is being able to do it virtually. You don't have to go nowhere.
I love that part.
Yeah, I love being at home. Home is my peace, and yeah.
You just tell somebody, listen, the lot is over here. Go over there, look by this house or whatever. You can put one sign on the land or whatever you want to put, one marker, whatever you need to do. But that's it. That's it, y'all. Man, I love wholesaling land. Also, what would you say is the con to wholesaling land? What you don't like?
What I don't like about wholesaling land, I would say honestly, I mean, it's not a lot of things I can say, but sometimes it is hard to find a cash buyer. It may take a little time. But I mean, that's achievable, you know. Sometimes you gotta be a little patient, you gotta hit up more people. And sometimes the lot not gonna be the best. Like, it can be level, and you gotta work with the price. Honestly, that's the only thing I would say, man. It's not really too many cons of selling land, to be honest. It's just land. It's land.
Yeah, and the beauty of it, you can go and you can look at it online. So that is just wonderful. One thing I don't like about it, you have these sellers. This is the only part. You have these sellers knowing that lot is a lemon. Know it's a creek going through the lot. And you still want to sell us that regular lot you've been trying to sell 30 years. They will still try to sell that lot. Man, last year alone, we had 3 of those on the contract. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, everything fine. Yeah, it's all good. Then we go online and look it up. Creek running through it. All 3 of them. I'm like, come on, man. You knew there was a piece of...
Yeah. Yeah, that one I got, literally, it was a drainage pond. It was meant for that in the neighborhood. I was like...
But they know that stuff, man. They still will try to get paid.
She's still trying to get that deposit.
Lady, you know this, Alina.
Come on now.
If it wasn't, she would have been sold it.
And that's why y'all have due diligence, man. Make sure y'all know the meaning of due diligence. Eddie taught me that.
Yes. How long do you put yours on the contract?
I typically give myself 30 days due diligence, because once I get on the contract, I'm going. I'm boom, 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 full force. But yeah, sometimes you do 45, 60. But yeah, I do typically 30. Okay. Yeah, that's typically enough time for me.
God, there you have it. No excuses. Jerome, what's up, baby? Shout out to my boy Jerome.
What's going on, dog?
Congratulations.
I appreciate that, Jerome.
Taking action. Mike's only 22, man. He's just beginning. Oh my God. Imagine another 5 to 10 years. I was 26 when I started, man. And then we had to deal with houses. So I was nervous when I first started. I was like, man, these people not going to take me serious because I was only 26.
Yeah.
But I didn't let it stop me, man. I messed around. My first deal was a subject to. And then my second one was a wholesale deal. It was over with after that. I'm like, man, hey, no limit. And I never had nobody say nothing to me about my age. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just our old man perspective, man. Sometimes we'll psych our own self out.
Yeah.
So I had to get over that once I done that first deal. And then done the second one, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a new client that hit me up via my website. His name's Ivan. Shout out Ivan. We're real cool. Like, we built a real nice connection. He's thinking about purchasing some land from me in the near future now. But yeah, he asked me one time, he's like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 22. He was like, what? He's like, you what? He started cussing on the phone. He was like, there's no way. There's no effing way. He was like, man, I thought you was like 30. He was like, you just very well spoken and you sound like you know what you're talking about. I was like, man, I appreciate that. I definitely understand that. Like as far as on my website, that's why honestly I don't put myself on my website because I know I look young. And I like working behind the scenes anyway, you know. But I definitely understand that feeling you had because I definitely be feeling it sometimes too.
And then the beauty of it with this technology, man, you can just send your contract over, get it signed electronically. Man, back in the days, bro, we had to go to the seller house to get it signed. This before we had a good e-sign and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We had to either go to the seller house or either send a fax.
Yeah.
And everybody didn't have a fax machine, so that took a little time out. So we usually just go to the seller house with the agreement, ready to sign. But thank God we got this e-sign, e-signature, man.
Yes.
You have your agreement signed within seconds.
Yeah.
Seconds.
So let me ask you a question. So what would you say is the pros and cons of wholesaling houses?
You gotta sometimes it depends on the seller. Some of them will not give you access to the property, so you gotta meet them every time you go in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, you gotta have a lockbox on the property, so you gotta go out to the property and put it. If they do give you the key, go out to the house and put a lockbox on it and let people in and out and pre-screen everybody who's going in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I don't even say I like it. I don't like it, but that's just a part of it.
Yeah, it's a little
the con of it, a little hassle. Versus land, you never even got to go to it. So it's just a big difference. But you got more people buying houses than land.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're seeing a lot of people building.
Mm-hmm.
So things are changing, man. And it's actually more land than houses.
Mm-hmm.
So, like they say, if you see a house on it, it was first land.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, the wholesaling houses, it's a lot of competition depending on where you at.
Yeah, that's why. And Eddie, honestly, y'all, is the person who convinced me to do land. Because when I first thought about doing wholesale, and even when I went to him, I was like, yeah, I want to wholesale houses. And he was telling me about land. And he said, I think you should do land. I was like, man, let's do land then. So I brought this course for land.
There's little to no competition in land. Like most people, like when you call these sellers with the houses, oh, you're the 10th call, you're the 15th call. Usually with land, they may have had one or two calls, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me see what my boy Jerome said. Shout out to Jerome. Jerome, we putting that seminar together, baby. I want to see you.
Yes, sir.
Tell students to deal with higher end homes for term deals. Those conversations are easier to have. Okay. Exactly. I love the higher end houses. I really don't talk about the pretty houses too much. It's probably as much as I should. But I love pretty houses like this one. You know, I'm in the house now. I got for $650. It's worth like $1 million, so I could sell it and walk away with a couple $100,000. Man, it's different when you're dealing with pretty houses. Just say like a house like this. But if I put it up for owner financing, right?
Mm-hmm.
My payment is $3,500 on here, so I put it up. But the rent in the area is about $5,500.
Yeah.
To $6,000.
Yeah.
So I could put it out there. I wouldn't even put it out on the finance, but I could put it out on lease option, right? Lease option, I know I'm gonna get at least 10% down.
Yeah.
So somebody got to give me $100,000 up front to get in the house. But I got $100,000 non-refundable, 100 or better. Because if somebody buying a higher end house, they're gonna have to get a jumbo loan, which require about 20% down.
Yeah.
So they looking at a house in this price range. Excuse me. They know they got to have at least $200,000 if they want to buy it.
Exactly.
So I put it out there on a lease option. I can get $100,000 or better down. Then lease it out for let's say 2 or 3 years for $6,000, and now that's what 4, 5, 6. That's $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
Every month
cash
until they
flow.
buy it, cash flow. And then we put out on lease with the option to buy, so we make our tenant buyer responsible for all of the repairs. So they're not calling me for nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So That's a good thing about the term deal also. So there's so many strategies within real estate, y'all. It's about 7 or 8. You know, we teach y'all that at TE Academy, 7 or 8 strategies, because there's multiple income streams within this business.
Mm-hmm.
If people think you got to have multiple income streams for everywhere else, man, you have owner financing, you have wholesaling houses, wholesaling land, you have options deals, you have subject to, you have lease options, you have, I think I said owner financing, you have short sales. Like, it's so many strategies, it's crazy.
But
What's
short sales?
When you just say you behind on payments,
okay,
and the house is in bad shape, you say it's worth 500,000. Well, we go to the bank and negotiate. Hey, will you take 300,000, or will you take 250, depending on the property and the area? And we negotiate on that debt. And then if they come down, they say they'll take 250. And then they'll send up a approval letter saying we'll take 250,000.
The bank, and that's the banker you're dealing with.
Yeah, the bank.
Okay.
Boy, we done so many. Then I got to show you some too before you leave.
Yeah.
Man, oh God, we killed those when the market crashed from 08 to about 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it was fire hot short sales. They're still good now, but you need a house. They got to be behind on payments.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be in bad shape, and if you got some low comps in the area, you good.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Jerome, you coming, Jerome? We shoot for July 27, 28, depending on the team. We'll see. Hopefully, July 27, 28. Those days are still good. And we're gonna have an awesome time. It's gonna be 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, man.
That's gonna be
I can't wait to see you, Jerome, man. We've been kicking it a long time. Man, any last words you have, Mike?
Man, I'll just say, man, just put in the work, man, and reap the rewards, honestly. And whatever your goals is, they're obtainable. And just never sell yourself short, man. You can live the life you want. Just put in that work. Never get discouraged. Never get doubts. Man, just believe in yourself, man. You can do whatever you want to do. I stand on that. I always will believe that. And y'all hear about me soon, man.
Oh, yeah.
Vision Estates. Remember that.
Much more to come. And I got a quote from my mentor, Bob Proctor. He said, your imagination is keeping you stuck or taking you to new territories. Your imagination, what you're thinking about, you're thinking about success, you're going to get success. Mm-hmm. You're thinking about failure and doubt and not believing, you're going to get more of that. Mm-hmm. Like, this mind is so powerful. That's why they don't teach you nothing about it in school growing up. They don't want you to know nothing about your mind and about money. Two of the most important things that we need and have. Yes. And we need to know how to work. Man, so one more time, your imagination is keeping you stuck or taking you to new territory. Thank y'all. Have a fantastic day.
Have a great day, man.
We'll see you at the top, baby. Peace.
Peace.